Jeff Kilburg is founder and CEO of KKM Financial, a CNBC contributor. Jeff, it's great to speak with you. And yeah, next week, we're coming up on the end of the month. We're coming up on the end of the quarter. So you think more volatility?
There's a lot of inputs, Morgan, and great to join you here today. But we look at the VIX. Look at the VIX today, down about 7%. Therefore, no one really seems, in the options market that is, Morgan, no one seems to be worried about the government shutting down. No one seems to be worried about the rally potentially pausing. So I get excited when you see GDP revised up. I think the inflation number, that is a bit of a conundrum for the Fed because now they are shifting their focus to more of the unemployment. But I think the rally can resume. If you look at where we are in the S&P 500 at 6650, 4802, which was the low on the Liberation Day low back on April 8th, it seems like such a long time ago, nearly 35% ago. And I don't see the headwind, and nor does the options market in the VIX price anything that's going to present a headwind for the next 30 days.
Interesting. So you don't think that stocks are too richly valued here, or that, you know...
I didn't say that. I didn't say that, Morgan. But what's fascinating me is that it's the end of the month, end of the quarter. So you're going to see some folks sitting in cash. There's about almost $8 trillion sitting in cash. They may be chasing this in the month end. But Q4, when a lot of people are forecasting doom and gloom, that's when you see melt-ups. That's when you see people get caught offside. So I think we're going to continue to see the market move higher. It's not going to be a straight line. You will see volatility come back into the market with high volumes kicking off the quarter and closing the old quarter. But what I do believe is that we've overcome so many different headwinds, not to get political, but all the different political headlines that have been pushed into the marketplace. It just seems to keep on going higher for all the right reasons of profits, earnings, and that's what I get focused on.
Does this move higher? Do we continue to see this market broaden out here, or does the concentration remain with big cap tech?
Well, what's fascinating, if you look at a chart in the last month, Morgan, you've seen this magnificent 7 rotation. You've seen NVIDIA, you've seen Microsoft, you've seen some of those names, profit taking in those names, and all of a sudden the Googles have popped up. Tesla, let's put Tesla to the side. I don't really put that in the Mag 7. But if you look at some of these magnificent names, you are seeing a rotation, but you are seeing broadening. Intel. Now, I don't know how I feel about 10% being owned by the U.S. government, but let's put that off to the side, Morgan. But you're seeing Intel, you're seeing IBM. That is the new potential computing king in the world of quantum. You're going to hear the word quantum a lot going into Q4 and in 2026. So I do take a little solace that we are seeing this AI theme broaden out slightly.
All right. What are the names you like here?
Well, if you talk about IBM, it's fascinating. You know, they talked this week, and they finally have a proof case of quantum computing.
Yeah.
And I know it's about 100 million gates that are going to come online, so 200 million qubits. I don't know what all those numbers mean, but I do know it's an analogy. If you think about Doc Brown and Back to the Future, Morgan, when he talked about 1.21 gigawatts, allowing the flux capacitor to make time travel allowed. Well, that's what basically we are seeing IBM saying. The full capacity of quantum computing should come to fulfillment in 2029. That's going to change the game in crypto. It's going to change the game in the way we transact electronically. And I also seen a test case with HSBC this week on their bond trading desk, which is improved by nearly 34%. So there's a lot coming at us. I thought quantum computing was very far off in the distant future, but IBM potentially could be just a rocket ship moving forward here. And it's very different than the old big blue, boring blue chip it named was for so many years.
Yeah, probably before the end of this decade, if not sooner, to your point. And
Yes.
I got to tell you, I'm here for a 1980s movie reference. Back to the Future trilogy, one of the best made.
I love it.
Okay, so I guess finally, just sort of big key takeaways looking across different asset classes right now, because stocks have been powering higher, gold's been strong, treasuries have been relatively tame here. You've had other commodities make some moves as well. Crude has actually been the big outperformer with a more hawkish stance on Russia from Trump this week.
I think you hit the nail. Commodities are important. Certainly a great input, Morgan, but I think you hit the nail on the head on the treasuries. A bit of a pump fake. We are seeing this easing cycle resume. We're anticipating 1 or 2 more cuts at the end of the year, and the 10-year note was going the other way, the long end of the curve going the other way. But I think the wind in the sails that we are going to slowly see rates come down. That will power equities, U.S. equities specifically, as we continue to see markets get repositioned going into Q4. But I'm cautiously optimistic. I understand markets don't move in a straight line up, Morgan, but with the VIX melting and a lot of shorts are underinvested in the market, that will push the market higher. Right, wrong, or indifferent, valuations being high and all, that's going to move the market higher.
Okay.